This is Bob Flaws with Blue Poppy, and I'm doing some short little biographies of famous Chinese doctors so that people get a sense of the history of our profession. And today I'd like to talk about the very famous Tang Dynasty Chinese doctor Sun Simiao. Sun Simiao was an encyclopedist of Chinese medicine. He took everything that he believed was valuable that had been written on Chinese medicine up to his time. Tang Dynasty, we're talking about 7 and 800s CE. And he collected all of what he felt was this valuable information from the Neijing, Shahanlun, Jinguiyao, Lue, Nanjing, etc., etc., etc. And he put it all together into a medical encyclopedia, which we refer to as the Zhenjing Yaofeng, the essential formulas worth 1,000 pieces of gold. Sun is very interesting because he was widely educated in Confucianism, Taoism, and Buddhism. And in terms of his own additions to Chinese medicine, he tried to add all of Ayurvedic, Indian Buddhist medicine, medical theory to Chinese medicine. He took the idea of wind, bile, and phlegm, the three doshas, and tried to add that to Chinese medicine. In point of fact, that didn't work. Other Chinese doctors did not see any need for this, so that was something that he tried to do, but it didn't pan out. However, because of his great interest in Ayurvedic medicine, many new ingredients from India entered Chinese medicine at this time and now are a standard part of our materia medica, eventually these ingredients being grown in India itself. Probably a lot of people watching this video wouldn't even know that some of these ingredients were not originally from China, like Fructus terminalia chibuli, chudza, is one that just immediately pops to mind. The Tang Dynasty was a time where Buddhism was very, very popular. Taoism also was very popular. It was a time in China when people really were concerned about religion and personal salvation. And so Sun was a Taoist hermit. I visited his hermitage in China, in Shanxi province, a couple of years ago. And he also tried to add to Chinese medicine a lot of Taoist mantra and magic. So if you look at the Zhenjing Yaofeng, you'll see that not only did he advocate treating patients with moxa and acupuncture and herbs and etc., but he also did advocate magical spells, incantations, various other forms of what are referred to as sympathetic magic or ritual magic. These aspects of Sun's work also mostly have not been retained in Chinese medicine. And the one other thing that Sun is really, really famous for is the preface to the Zhenjing Yaofeng is the locus classicus, the classical root or citation, the classical place for the discussion of Chinese medical ethics. Basically, Sun took Buddhist Mahayana concept of universal compassion, compassion for every being in the universe, and made that the foundation of Chinese medical ethics. He said that the doctor shouldn't have any discrimination between rich and poor, or beautiful or ugly, or famous or infamous, or male, female, anything like that. That the doctor should be willing to be called out day or night and to work selflessly for the sake of any sick person. So this is another thing that Sun added to Chinese medicine, and to some, and everyone quotes this, so we can say that this took, in a sense. Um, so Sun was a great conservator. His encyclopedia helped ensure that many of the aspects of Chinese medicine that came before him still exist to this day. His encyclopedia then became the model of many, many other medical encyclopedia that have been published since his time right up to the current time today. So that's Sun Simiao.